Hello boys and girls, this is Mrs. Seal coming to you this beautiful day, and I wanted to share with you a book called Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt by Kate Messner. She's also the author of the book I read to you last week. This is a nonfiction book, and so we know that the information in this book is real, and I've really enjoyed. She's got several books in her series. She's got one about snow, and then of course I already read to you the one about the pond. So I wanted to read this especially because my family is out here today. As you can see, I'm in my backyard. We're starting a small garden, just a few things in our garden. We're going to have tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchini, and Trainer has found... Trainer, do you have the earthworm ready to share?
Yeah.
Trainer found an earthworm for you guys because in the book it talks a lot about what's under the soil and what lives in the soil. And one of the animals that lives in the soil is what, Trainer?
A worm.
Worm. Do you like worms?
Yeah.
Why do you like worms?
Because I like to look at them and they're gross.
Because you like to look at them and they're gross. Well, Mommy doesn't like to hold them, so I'm glad you're showing my students.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started on our book. I have permission to read this book to you by Chronicle Books. And I'm going to show you the plants we're going to grow. We're going to grow a tomato plant. And Trainer has requested a pumpkin, so we're going to grow a pumpkin for Trainer. And then we're going to grow cucumbers and zucchini. You can see my husband's getting the soil ready, and there's our cute little dog Marshall trying to help out. Here's the title page: Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt. Excuse me. Up in the garden I stand and plan, my hands full of seeds and my head full of dreams. What do you think they're dreaming about? And this is a neat type of garden. This is called a raised bed garden, where you actually have the garden above, on top of the dirt there. I've always wanted one of those kind of gardens. It takes a lot of work. You got to build your little beds. My dad actually has a garden like this. Oops. Spring sun shines down to melt the sleepy snow. Wind whistles through last year's plants, and mud sucks at my rain boots. It's not quite time, Nana says. Down in the dirt, things need to dry out and warm up. What's down there? I ask. Can you think of some things that live in the dirt? Have you ever thought about it? Played in the dirt to look at all the little creatures that are down there? Trainer loves to play in the dirt. Here are some things that live in the dirt. Do you recognize any of those? Down in the dirt is a whole busy world of earthworms and insects, digging and building and stirring up soil. They're already working down in the dirt. So the insects play an important part of making the dirt fertile and ready for plants to grow. Oh, there's a chicken. Up in the garden, we snap brittle stalks, scoop rustly armfuls, and wheel away weeds for the chickens. While they squabble and scratch, we spread compost over the soil, and the compost helps make the soil rich and ready for planting. See my husband over there getting in the dirt. Down in the dirt, peel bugs chew through last year's leaves. I give a gentle poke. They roll up tight and hide in plated armor suits of armor. Roly-poly round. And I know you've probably seen the little roly-polies. Up in the garden, it's time to plant. I trail a furrow with my finger and sprinkle seeds in a careful row. Give them a drink, Nana says. We pat them down to snuggle in the dark. So after you plant the seeds, you've got to water them. Here we are watering. Down in the dirt, a tomato hornworm rests, waiting for wings and the leaves where she'll lay her eggs. So there's the hornworm. Up in the garden, carrot plants sprout, pea blossoms bloom, wasps are on the prowl, and honeybees visit, legs loaded with pollen. So the bees play an important role in the garden too, as they move the pollen around. Oh, it's hot. I weed and wilt in sun so strong, even Nana looks for shade. Down in the dirt, earthworms tunnel deep. I'm jealous of their cool, damp, dark. So it gets really hot in the summer. Oh, look at the baby birds. Up in the garden, rain shower. Nana turns the hose on me. Eee! Have you ever had a water hose turn on you? That was one of my favorite things to do in the summer when I was a little girl. Run through the garden hose. Oh, look at these plants. They're growing so nicely. I hide behind the cucumber vines, but their leaves can't save me. I shiver and laugh, drenched in Nana's rain. Down in the dirt, water soaks deep. Roots drink of it, and a long-legged spider stilt walks over the streams. Did you see the spider? There's a spider right there. There's the spider. Oh, what's this little creature? Up in the garden, there's so much to eat. Ladybugs feast on aphids. Gotta keep the bugs out of your garden if you want a good harvest. Nana crunches green beans. I bite a ripe tomato warm from the sun. Juice dribbles down my chin. And I will say that the tomato plant, the tomatoes are definitely my favorite part of the garden. I love tomatoes. Fresh from the garden. Down in the dirt, a robin's beak finds a cricket, a beetle, a grub. Slugs are scrumptious too. Look at this robin going for her feast. She's going to get the slug and the cricket. And 3 sunflowers. Up in the garden, we pick cukes and zucchini, harvesting into the dark. Bats swoop through the sunflowers and pluck June bugs from the basil until it's time for bed. And that's exactly what I will be harvesting, cukes and zucchini from our garden once it gets ready. Down in the dirt, skunks work the night shift. They snuffle and dig and gobble cutworms while I sleep. Did you ever think of the animals that go through your garden at night? Skunks, probably possums, probably raccoons, looking for something to eat. Hear the train. Up in the garden, a praying mantis wakes to hunt mosquitoes. Nana sprays away the aphids, and I'm after grasshoppers, ready to swoosh. But do you see the praying mantis? It's hard to see with the leaves. There's a praying mantis in my book. You want to see it?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's kind of camouflage in the leaves, right?
That guy looks like leaves.
Yep. And that keeps it safe, right?
Yeah. Some are Well, praying mantises are different colors.
Yep, some of them can be different colors. Oh, this is a page that Trainer likes. Look what we have here. What is this, Trainer?
It's a snake.
That's a snake. Snap. Someone else is faster. Down in the dirt, a smooth, shining garter snake crunches on supper. Poor little grasshopper didn't have a chance. Now, if Miss Seal saw this in her garden, I can tell you what I would do.
What?
What do you think I would do, Trainer?
Smush the snake.
Do you think I would smush the snake?
Yes, with a box.
No, Mommy would scream. That's what I would do.
How
I would
how
scream.
you gonna kill it?
Well, I would go get Daddy.
But
I gotta keep reading.
But how are you gonna kill it?
Well, it wouldn't hurt my garden, so I'd probably leave it there, but it would still scare me. Okay. Up in the garden, the wind rose cool. Pumpkins blush orange, and sunflowers bow in September. Nana ties them together to build a house for reading. Now, this is probably my favorite part of the book. I would love to have a house built of sunflowers to sit and read. Wouldn't that be cool? There's Nana reading. I think that would be so neat. Down in the dirt, an orb weaver spins her web, strand by silken strand. She'll munch on moths tonight. And there you see the orb weaver, the spider, and all the moths she's going to munch on later that she's caught in her web. Up in the garden, colored leaves litter the squash vines, and we know the cold is coming. So, what season would it be about this time? If the cold is coming and the leaves are falling? If you guessed fall, you would be correct. Hurry, hurry and harvest. There's enough for the neighbors too. Down in the dirt, frantic ants gather what we leave behind. They're storing food for cooler days ahead. So the ants are going to store some food for the winter. Up in the garden, frost draws lace on leftover leaves where secret egg sacs hang, waiting for the warm to return. We say goodbye and spread the winter blankets. Down in the dirt, beetles burrow, ants scurry home, earthworms curl tight in the dark. Look at the earthworm all curled up. Have you ever seen an earthworm curled up like that? Here we see that fall has come. When Grandpa calls us in for soup, an autumn moon is rising. Up in the garden, dry corn stalks tremble, and the wind smells like winter. But the long, ripe days of summer still rest in the garden beds. Whoops. It's windy out here today. The ladybugs and bumblebees, earthworms and ants are hunkered down, hiding, biding their time. What they're waiting for. Dreaming of sunshine and blossoms and sprouts under the bare arms of trees and the blanketing snow. A whole new garden sleeps down in the dirt. So there's the whole new garden just waiting to start. And that is the end of our book. And I hope you gained some valuable information as you were listening to the book, and I hope you learned something about what lives in the dirt, and also what it takes to put a garden together. And hopefully it gave you some of your own ideas, and maybe you want to plant your own garden this summer. And as you can see, Trainer and my husband are getting ready to plant. What plant do you have there? So he's planting a tomato plant right now, my favorite. And they'll put the dirt back around on top so it can be firm in the ground and ready to go. And then we'll water it and hope that the frost doesn't come. So boys and girls, I just want you to know how much I miss you. I've enjoyed coming and reading to you from time to time. Take the time to dig in the dirt, maybe plant a garden, enjoy the outdoors while we have this beautiful springtime weather. And as always, continue to read. Try to read 20 minutes a night. And I'll come back to you soon with more books. Bye-bye for now.